Welcome to Win Souls TV. This is your host, Jeff Thomas, and I just wanted to talk today a little bit about hearing from the Lord, hearing God's voice. An updated video on that because I made videos on that in the past. Somebody in the comment section commented on one of my videos, and they wanted to know, how do you hear from the Lord? So I will say that some of these things vary with some people, but I will tell you tried and true and tested ways of concerning tips from hearing from God. One of which is very important, which I am honestly just now embracing in my life, is resting. What does resting mean? Resting is literally waiting on the Lord. And what does that look like? It looks like meditating on the Lord. Okay, so what does that mean? That means literally getting into a quiet place, a chair, possibly even your bed, closing your eyes, and literally just focusing on imagery in the Bible. So like any type of angel or the Lord or scripture or any environments that were built in the Bible, focusing on those specific things. I like to just focus on the Lord. But just focusing on the Lord and learning how to control your mind, right? So not only does this open doors to many things, most people that wait on the Lord have strong visions. They see openly in the spirit. They have closed visions, open visions. They travel outside of their body, this, that, and the other. Michael Van Vlymen, Bruce Allen, all of these guys started off by waiting on the Lord, right? And so with that said, you'll definitely have the same success, okay? But also it opens the door to you controlling your mind, because our mind is everywhere all the time. We have so many thoughts all the time. And when we begin to just focus on one thing throughout the day, like your mind will begin to waver, but then bringing it right back, training your mind to just focus, bring it right back to the Lord, bring it right back to the Lord. What that's doing is it's allowing your mind to just focus on one thing versus just being scatterbrained and not being able to control the things that are going in and out of your mind. That way you're able to fight against Satan when he tries to infiltrate your mind, you see. So it opens, doors for you to be able to see in the spirit and experience spiritual things. It allows you to see clearly some of the things that the Lord has been speaking to you about. So audibly, being able to hear the Lord, experiences and adventures with angels, and also controlling the battlefield of your mind. Okay, so that's one way. Another way, when I first began to hear the Lord's voice, I would go out and test it. Like, one of the main things, and I will tell people all day long, is you have to test whether what you're hearing of the Lord is true or not. And so what I would do was, I said, Lord, I want to hear your voice. Lord, teach me your voice. And the first thing that he began to show me was, okay, well, I'm going to go practice. That was the first thing in my mind. I would get to Walmart and I would ask the Lord, give me a word for some of these people in Walmart. And I just went up. I would look at specific people and I would ask the Lord, what is there a word that you have for them? And if I would see writing in my mind or pictures of specific things in my mind, or immediately, like when I look at the person, I began to think of certain things. Like a perfect example is, there was a guy that I was working with, and I think his wife was at the hospital at the time or something. And I said, how's your wife? And he said, oh, she's fine. And then he turned back around to his desk and started looking at his, computer. And right then I got an image in my mind of someone playing the piano. And I said, does your wife play the piano? And then he was like, yeah. But how did you know that? How in the world did you know that? And I just pointed up and I was just like, that's all the Lord. Because I don't know his wife. He doesn't talk about his family. So I don't know anything about anything. It was just all the Lord, giving that to me, And another example is, I was having a conversation with somebody at my job. And I was just like, out of nowhere, I heard a voice in my head. Now, people talk about an audible voice, like how I'm talking to you on camera. It's not like that. It's literally like when I have my own personal thoughts of things that I'm going to do, it's like me speaking in my own personal voice, but they're not thoughts that I am thinking. If that makes any sense. It's like me speaking to myself in my voice, but it's not me talking to myself. So it's like an invasion of thoughts. Okay, and immediately I heard the Lord say, he has problems with his right eye. And you know, just in the middle of the conversation, I said, this might sound crazy, but are you having problems with your right eye? And then he was just like, man, you know, I've been struggling with that for years, you know, and this, that, and the other. So I will tell you, it's going to take a bold step of faith for you, especially individuals that have trouble just embracing people or not wanting to be wrong about anything. Like, forget about you. Focus on the Lord. You know, if you are that determined to hear his voice, then guess what? You're going to have to do something. People in the Bible, they would pray, but then they would take steps of faith in the direction of things that they prayed for. And I've talked about this in you know, past videos, but you know, Samson was a perfect example of that, right? And what did he do? Like, you know, when his strength had been taken away, he immediately put his hands on the pillars and said, Lord, he asked the Lord first, and he said, you know, Lord, please return my strength. And he put his hands on the pillars immediately after praying that prayer. So that was his step of faith. He was putting his hands on the pillars as if he knew that the strength would be returned. And that was, the Lord was responding to his step of faith of putting his hands on the pillar. And so we need to take steps of faith in order to gain the experience and understanding of, okay, well, no, that was my voice. Okay, I heard him wrong. Or that was possibly Satan, you know. Or guess what? This was definitely the Lord, because I don't know this person, and 100%, you know, that whatever it was that the Lord was telling me was 100% the truth, you know. And so those are two main steps of things that that will help you to understand when the Lord is talking to you, because you have to get out in the field in order to experience what is and what is not his voice. You know, sometimes we have a lot of people that speak for the Lord, and sometimes they're 100% wrong. And you know, it's a learning experience, but if you never open up the door for him to give you the learning or the tips, or if you don't move in that direction, then guess what? You're gonna sit here just like a lot of most Christians that just go to church and have a name tag that says I'm a Christian, but they don't even really know very much about the Lord. And of course, the last tip is reading the Bible. So I hope this helps you guys out. This is an updated tips to learning to hear from God and learning to hear his voice, because he is always talking to his creation. I hope that it really helps you guys. You guys be blessed. Have a good one.